SFMF Live. Cheers, everyone, and welcome. It is Wednesday night. Simplify, my friend. Let's go. Couple cool topics, like always. Of course, I think they're cool. Hopefully, you think they're cool as well. It is Wednesday night. Let's go. Let me check the monitor. Yes, for those of you that know, I am still solo, and I got this. Not going to mess with the camera. Not going to mess with the volume. If I could just find out where I am on here, on the monitor, it says we are live. That's not it. Welcome, everybody. We'll get this going. Am I live? Am I live? I don't see any comments yet. It says live up on the screen. 1 minute. And we are rolling. There we go. Somebody says, yo. All right. I'm trying to see. Again, I don't have it on my monitor yet. I'm working it. SFMF. Here we go. Wednesday night. I'm solo, everyone. So you know the deal. Growing in public. That's how I like to do it. One keeps popping up, but it's not it. Let me scroll to the right or left. Wednesday night. I'm going live with or without the monitor. And it says I'm going. But I can't find right now. Right here, right now. That's all right. Hey, everybody. I can see it. Audio is good. All right. All Gucci. I got the all Gucci from the most important one, the producer. So we're going. I can't see it up on the screen. This is where I need my team. Why won't it show me? Uh-oh. I think I got it. I'm in. I got it. It's up on the screen. I got my drink. And you see the sticker, you see the Soren on there. I'll be able to tell you something about him later as well. But good evening, everyone. God bless you all. SFMF is live Wednesday night, every Wednesday, every Sunday, 1900 CST. So different times throughout the United States and beyond. I don't know. I can't quote everyone's. I know East Coast, it's 8 o'clock at night, 2000. West Coast, it's what, 5 in the evening. Hawaii, who knows what time it is over there, but it's still sunny in daylight and perfect weather. But happy to be here as always. Let's see what we have. Who's here so far? The Soren on my cup. We don't have these cups available yet, but soon we will. Carl Green says, just finishing police in the yard. Awesome. I did that yesterday. Kicked my butt. Thunderstorm came through last evening, knocked a few trees down. Never good. I was doing yard work yesterday as well. Came across a snake. Not afraid of snakes. I just don't like them. Just like spiders. I'm not afraid of spiders. You tell my wife I'm not afraid of them. I just don't like them. Same with snakes. This one scared me. While I was weed eating, he came out of nowhere. I was trying to shoo him away under the fence and go. I don't want to hurt the snake, but then he came at me. I didn't want him to get in the house and hurt somebody else. So I was protecting the family to make sure I got that one out of the way. Scared me. Jake, storming right now. Facts. True goes. You talking about snakes? Yeah. Didn't want it in my house. Not a big deal. It was a gardener snake or a bull something snake. My wife looked it up. It kills rats and mice, and so good to have around the house on the outside. This baby wanted to come inside. Not inside. Not today. All right. Good evening, everyone. SFMF Live, Wednesday night. Gabriel, I ain't a big fan of spiders either. I'm telling you. As long as it doesn't shoot at you, it's good to go. What color was it? I'm telling you, this snake, it was big. It was a couple feet. Wasn't afraid of it, but I'm telling you, it was starting to go towards the house. I just didn't want it to go into the house. Spiders now, those of you who've been to Iraq or Afghanistan, it was Iraq. The camel spiders. You've seen the camel spiders. You've seen probably some memes on them, but if you've seen the real ones, they like want to fight. They have arms and they put them out in front of you and they come at you. And there's some pretty big ones. They do get, again, I've seen some memes. I know they're doctored up. It's not the real size, but they are big, like as big as your hand. And one night in the duty hut, in our little cop, not only did he come down in front of us and land on the makeshift concrete desk with sandbags. This baby landed on it in front of the computer screen and looked up and like squared up with us. A couple of the Marines in the room may have screamed and ran out. Held my ground, of course, but wasn't happy about it. And then he started walking towards me. It's a spider, 10 times as big as him. Something about them camel spiders, though. Not good. All right. So, show my weaknesses there. Gabriel, chills. My uncle was telling me the same. Them spiders and scorpions in our. I don't know why scorpions don't bother me. Maybe because the Marines would always catch them. They do the scorpion fights. Never, and I've been places in weird foreign countries with and not even in America in 29 Palms. There's tons and tons of scorpions everywhere. As an engineer, we're doing construction or destruction, a pile of wood. All that is a home for future scorpions. Always in the desert, not sure why. Didn't like them, but wasn't I'm not afraid of spiders. I like them more than I dislike the spiders and the snakes more than I like dislike everything else. Already starting early over there. All right, so a couple great things to talk about tonight. Solo production team, trust me to do it again. I got it. I'm on it. Danny says, I had a desert rat walk across my face in the hooch, at cacks, in the stumps, scared the life out. Yes. You don't need anything crawling across your face in the middle of the night in the desert. You have no idea what it is, what it's going to be. What do they call the ghosts in the desert? Let's hear it, Jake. What did they call the ghost in the desert? All kinds of weird stuff crawling across that desert. Same in the ocean. There's some crazy stuff too. You just never know. So good evening, everyone. Wednesday night, live SFMF. Oh, you're asking me, Jake? I don't know either. Ghost in the desert. They're out there though. Take a look right there. Sarn. He is on our merch list. It was in high demand. We didn't have them for the longest time, but guess what? They're back. Yep, hook it up. Sarn. Very popular sticker. Let us know. Again, in the description, in our links, our merch shop, stickers, and a couple other items. We'll talk about it later. Shirts are still not. Shirts, again, we're still traveling, so shirts are still not ready at this time right now, but they will be soon. I promise you. Today, if you can see my shirt here, amongst all the writing, who that? Chesty Puller. Lewis, Burwell, Puller, Chesty Puller. Why did they call him Chesty? We'll start out with some trivia right off the bat. Why did they call him Chesty? And I'm telling you, I'm going to see a lot of the answers that I thought it was that I was taught in boot camp, but doing a little research, it's not as clear as just that we all know. Chesty Puller, he's famous for what? And why do they call him Chesty? Let's see what you got. Seville says, what is this stream about? Motivation. That's what it's about. Military history. We're building, growing a community of like-minded individuals. Seville, check it out. Hang out for a little while and see what we talk about. Nate in your face, you all right? Should say PSD. Nate face, come correct if you had a couple weird comments in the beginning. But if you're real, Nate face, let's talk about it. Good hot evening, says Joe Warren. Where are you at? Where are you if it's that hot? I've never saved served my country yet. Jake, awesome. Texas, I have not served my country yet. Those are the key words. Go for it, buddy. Let's go. Most highly decorated Marine. Man, as I was drinking, I was reading it. Whoever was just saying he was the most highly decorated Marine in history. Yes. Why? What is his main award? Doc Holiday, Sergeant Major, happy hump day. It is hump day Wednesday. That's it. Midweek moto. That's what this channel is all about. I'm fine. Just don't agree with men signing up to kill each other. Nathan, you got your opinions? How about men signing up to defend their country? Semper Fi from former 0811 in Northern California. Brian Rivera, era. 2 hours from Paris Island. Joe, that's where it's hot. 2 hours from Paris Island. Hot over there on the East Coast. Why so many mass shooting? A lot of good questions on there. Let's talk about, I like that one though. What do you think about the new Marine generation? We talk about that quite a bit here because we have all the generations on this channel in this community right now. So that is a great topic, great question. Seville, excuse me. What do I think about the new generation? And again, I know I'll keep it short this time. I got on my soapbox last time because as a whatever generation I'm in as Marines, I remember the Korean War veterans would come to 5th Marines and talk to us. They have a great organization in Southern California, the alumni of 1st Marine Division alumni. And in that is 5th Marines. And these guys are Korean War veterans. They went to Marine Corps Ball with us, telling us stories. And I'm just in awe of all of the veterans. Anytime I can speak to a veteran, prior wars, prior to Desert Storm, these guys are men of men. And they would tell us the same thing. We were hard back then, we were hard. But you guys now, oh my God, you guys going into Fallujah, Ramadi, all those places, what you guys do now, oh my God, you guys are the ultimate warriors. And it's funny because we feel that about them. So I question myself, would I have survived Korea below freezing temperatures for months at a time? And fighting, not just surviving, fighting. We went on that for a long time. So the question is, and I was a roundabout way, what do I think about today's generation of Marines? They're still Marines. So they still get trained the same way. There are hardcore Marines, period. Told you I was in, during my travels, had an opportunity to work out in a couple of Marine Corps gyms. And they're still awesome Marines, men and women getting some at 4:30 in the morning. So am I worried about the caliber of Marine today? Nope. Society, now that's a little different story. But those hardcore ones are the ones that are coming into the Marine Corps. Hurrah. We're the only ones making mission right now. Recruiters, hats off to you. Keep it up. Great job. All right, anything good? Hey, Marines, what's up, P. Watts? Hurrah. So, anybody know what today is? Did I get some answers on why is Lewis B. Puller Chesty? What is he famous for? What's the one best Marine? Right there, SFMF says it, all wars are bankers' wars. Somebody mentioned it's all about money. Everything is about money. There's some money-hungry people in this world. Why? Money's the root of all evil? Nope. The love of money is the root of all evil. I'm proud and honored to say I've never been money-driven. Still not today. Money doesn't drive me. And I think that's why I'm comfortable. And that has a lot to do with leadership. If money drives you, if money leads you, you have a serious problem. Don't be money driven. Exactly. And what are you actually fighting for, yourself or them? So again, Nathan, I don't know if you're be open-minded, buddy. That's all I can tell you. Be open-minded. If nobody fights for our country, then what happens? Then it's going to be an easy takeover, and we will be saluting a different flag, marching to a different beat of drum. It would be all over. There would be no freedom of speech, and we would have no rights at all. So yes, some have to take up the challenge and defend our nation. Is it about money still? Yes. somebody's getting paid off this blood, sweat, and tears of young Americans. Stop it. Help us stop it. All right. Jared, good to see you, brother. Resources, don't agree, but the theory is because Chesty was barrel chested. Jared, you nailed it. I'm telling you, I was taught in boot camp for what I remember because he had so many ribbons. He was chesty. He had a chest full of ribbons. And it makes sense because he does. He's got a chest full. 5 Navy crosses. 5 Navy crosses. Can you imagine what you got to do in to earn one? Right? That's right under the Medal of Honor. So he earned not just 1 Navy Cross, but 5. Good God. And God bless him. Purple Hearts. Of course, he has a couple. 5 Navy Crosses. The most highly decorated Marine in Marine history. That's, and again, that's why I thought, and a lot of Marines thought that's why they call him Chesty, because he got a chest full of ribbons and medals. Although he does, that's not why he's called Chesty. The nickname came because he has a big barrel chest, and figuratively, he would push that baby out, and that's how he led. Very, very aggressive, big barrel chested, big tough, badass Marine, very aggressive, not sugarcoating nothing. Awesome leader. He led the 1st Marine Division in the Battle of Peleliu. OG. What else can I do this? What else can I? Jake wants to know what else he can do to serve his country. First responders, EMTs. Somehow, some way, you can serve our community so they can serve their country. Jake, I don't know what your whole story is if you're too young or too old, but whatever you can do to serve your country, serve the United States. God bless all of them. God bless all the brothers in arms. Amen, Doc. You're right from my brother. Yep, Semper Fi. Brother Gunny. You're right from my brother Gunny. Thanks, Patrick, from your Gunny brother. They open-minded, bro. And be cool. All right, so Chesty Puller. Yeah, that's what I'm saying about Nate. About really? Not going to be entertained here. All right. See my shirt? What would Chesty do? Good night, Chesty, wherever you are. He is our hero. That's what I just did a short on recently about your mentors. Our heroes are Chesty Puller, Dan Daly, Smedley Butler, John Basilon. We can go on and on. Those are the warriors from the past that are why we're able to do what we do today and why we're still serving in such an awesome Marine Corps. All the services, everyone has every branch has a Medal of Honor recipient except the Space Force because they're brand new. It's an honor and a privilege to serve, but you didn't do it yourself. You didn't succeed on your own. Yes, we follow our heroes, but who are our mentors? And I've been asked before. It was just recent why I just made that short the other day. And my wife has even asked me, who is your mentor? And I always wish I had a name to tell her, remember Sergeant Major so-and-so, Master Gunnery Sergeant, or Colonel so-and-so. And I can name a lot of those. And those are just warriors throughout my career that I did emulate. I wanted to be just like. And I take even some of the bad ones. Yeah, he was an a-hole, but goddamn could he lead. Goddamn did he know his infantry tactics. Did he know weapons in and out? Man, he was good. So I'd like to believe I took a collection of all those good leaders and bad leaders, learned from bad leaders too, what not to do, and then kind of compile it together. So to ask me who my one mentor is, I don't have just one. And I'm telling you, again, in the short, I back it up to my mom and dad. My pops, man, from the jump, never beat us. I didn't get the switch. We didn't have a lot of money, but weren't dirt poor. Didn't come from a bad childhood. Just didn't have money. And I think that's my success today. I've never been money driven. And my dad taught us his work ethic, number one. He worked his butt off constantly for his family. My mom and both of them very generous. They would give you the shirts off their back, even if they didn't have an extra one. That's how generous they were. Very unselfish. And then, of course, another mentor of mine was my recruiter. He saved me. He got me to where I am today. Would have never Would have been a completely different life had my recruiter not continued to pursue me. He was a very good recruiter, knew what he was doing, knew what I needed at the time. Because you know how you are as a teenager, you think you know what you need. I had no idea. And he opened my eyes to that. He completely let me know this is a path for you. And it's up to you whether you succeed or not. And then stayed with me all through boot camp. I came back. He was there. He had moved on already. Haven't talked to him in decades, but he is definitely a mentor of mine. Infantry guy, tough. Even though he came to my high school graduation, we went out, celebrated my high school graduation, and saw him get in a pretty mean scuffle to protect the people that he was with. And then after that, my wife, man, a mentor of mine. Her tenacity and her discipline and the way she takes care of our family, as many deployments and field ops and schools and constantly gone, still running the house, still running the kids. My kids are awesome. And I'm that on my birthday card I showed you all the other day. I mean, a Father's Day card. One of my kids said, "I know it's tough being the fun parent all the time, and you do a great job of it." Because I was able to, because of how my wife raised my kids. But it is tough being because I'm the funny dad. You know, I got some great dad jokes. So wife and kids, and then my kids are even mentors, learning from them to see how well they succeeded all through school and now in their lives. Those are mentors because I take stuff from them as well. And then the military, my leaders throughout the Corps, not all just Marines either. I have my workout partners in Okinawa, Air Force guy, Chief Master Sergeant, E9. I think I was a gunny at the time. This dude was gigantic, bodybuilder, did powerlifting, then he was a bodybuilder. And just seeing his work ethic in the gym. I told you he's that guy that when we had a few minutes, what time we getting started with the bench press contest? Oh, in about 30 minutes, 15 minutes, he'd go get a workout in. 15-minute workout, come back and be ready to go. Huge mentor of mine in the gym, Air Force guy. One of my first sergeants on the drill field, right? I was being that drill instructor for a while. I was kind of a loose cannon. I was doing stuff because I could as a drill instructor, thrashing recruits. Excuse me. Instead of making Marines, I was breaking recruits. Wrong concept. If it had no training, that's what he told me. If what you're getting ready to do has no training value to those recruits, don't do it. Man, as simple as that. It's common sense. There's no training value to what I was getting ready to do, thrash those recruits. Would have been fun, and it was, and I got a great reaction out of it. No training value whatsoever. Trying to make Marines, not break recruits. Huge mentor of mine, first sergeant. He ended up retiring as sergeant major. Lived right down the street from him years later. Regimental commanders, Chip Bierman, huge mentor of mine. Just seeing how he handled a regiment in garrison, back on base, and then in combat. Amazing. And all at the same time, awesome family man, huge family, and just was the dad there. And that's how we felt. Again, I'm telling you, I can go on and on. So I don't have just one mentor. And if you do, and even some of the comments from that post, and I apologize, I didn't have time to reply to a lot of the comments, and there were some great ones on that post. That was yesterday on mentor, heroes and mentors. Great stories and seeing, and then those names pop off in your head. Remember this guy, and there's some staff sergeants, there's some corporals, all different ranks and leaders that help you get to where you are, good and bad. All right. So happy birthday, Chesty Puller, wherever you are. Today is his birthday, June 26th. Crap, 1889. Who knows? Put it up there if you know his birthday. When you tell him good night, because we always tell good night, Chesty Puller, wherever you are. Tonight you can say good night and happy birthday, Chesty, wherever you are. What would Chesty do? That's when I'm in a situation. Think to myself, what would Chesty do? So So it is his birthday. Happy birthday to Chesty Puller. All right. On the ground. Damien, no, good. You guys are having a good conversation over there. Yeah, I appreciate that. What do people think of the military in general? I got a great group, a small men's group that we talk about Bible verses throughout, and a lot of them are civilians. And as a Marine, my entire life, I think people know what we do. Not the details, not the specifics and what it's like actually in combat, but the fact that we serve our country, keep our country free and safe. I just briefly just saw one of the comments that you join the military to kill people. We join the military to serve our country and protect our nation. Does it involve killing? Do people die? Absolutely. There's bad people in the world. So yes, that's all part of it as well. And thanks, Doc, for handling that. Rob, hello to you. I seen a guy start peeing on stage. Ping, Christian Men's Group. Yeah. Either way, so that men's group. What was great about the men's group was just a bunch of men's, and it specifically was men's, and the ladies had one as well, women's group. And you pick a Bible verse a night. We did ours twice a week, and just talked about how we interpreted that particular Bible verse, and it was everything from just we randomly picked some verses out of the Bible and gave our own perspective on it. It was great to hear other people's perspective, and I was the only military guy in there, so it was interesting to hear some of the stories that they would ask, because they didn't understand when you go into combat as an infantryman, you're going to be living on the dirt ground for a while until you build a rack out of some plywood that you may have come across, or the engineers, if you can link up with them, they can build some bunk beds. You're not going to have a pillow. Just the living harsh conditions like that. No running water for months. You're eating MREs every now and then, a hot meal. No showers, right? The baby wipe showers, and depending on the weather, if it's too cold, you ain't taking. You're not dumping a canteen over your head. So just the living conditions in general for infantry Marines, way out past the closer to enemy lines. It's harsh living conditions, and some people just don't understand it. That's why we like to watch Survivor. My family loves Survivor. It's interesting, and after like day 4 or 5, they're complaining, "Oh my God, this sucks." They're not being shot at. They're not in life and death situations, and it's only 30 days or whatever it is, 38. I think it's even shorter now. So can you suck it up for 35 days without being shot at, not having your life on the line every single day, and you're playing games? Come on. All right. So yes, solo tonight. So far, so good. You see, I haven't messed with anything. That's what my producer told me. Don't touch anything. If you start off and it's good to go, leave everything alone. I did. Charge my phone all day. Charge the microphone all day. So far, so good. All right. I'm not messing with a thing. I'm on it. What do we got in the comments? Brendan. What's Brendan doing that we're wishing him luck? He said, I subbed. You seem like a solid dude. Thanks, Brendan. Appreciate you, brother. I think I'm a solid dude. And you subbed to this community. Humbled, appreciative. It's amazing. Again, and this proves it right here. All of you in the comments. I'm telling you, this ain't about me. This is about our community. Just like my mentors, I got a whole bunch of new mentors now. You are making this community. You are building this community, and it's going to be for the greater good soon. I'm telling you that the bigger we build, the bigger our community gets, the more people we can help. Birdman, we'll talk about later. He left for boot camp. I think it was Monday. Was it this weekend? Anybody remember when Birdman 357 took off? And he said, hey, leave into boot camp tomorrow. I'll see you in 3 months when I'm a Marine. Looking forward to when he gets back, June something. He left June something. MOS before 8999 says Matthew Vickers. I was a 1371 combat engineer, backbone of the Corps. Right. Combat engineer, 2 MOSs of combat camera, combat engineers. Plenty of deployments. I did 3 tons of deployments and field ops, but 3 combat deployments as an engineer and 2 as an engineer, 4 as infantry. So interesting. Interesting different perspective from one community to the next. Doc's an engineer. He knows the deal. Damian Kellogg. And I see somebody else. You mentioned Kellogg, SFMF. 15 years old, but love the military and everything about it. Good on you, brother. 15. You can enlist as early as 17 with your parents' permission. So what we all in the community recommend right now, continue with this. Stay in an area like this so you can know everything there is to know before you go. The more you know before you go, the better. Matthew Vickers, Marine Gunner. A lot of people don't know much about the Marine Gunner program. I briefly talked about it. I can't remember if I did a short gunner, but let's talk about it right now. Marine Gunner is the infantry weapons expert, the battalion commander, regimental commander's right-hand man. Knows everything about not only our weapon systems, but the enemy's weapons systems and how to properly employ those weapon systems for the task at hand. Mission accomplishment. Without a good gunner, you're going to be in trouble. And that's some amazing gunners throughout my career. They are different. For those of you that don't know, they are chief warrant officers 2, 3, 4, 5, and they wear the warrant officer rank on one side and the bursting bomb on the other. Pretty interesting if you don't know about it. You can look at it and say, why is one different than the other? The Marine Gunner program is very difficult, very competitive to get into, to get accepted into. And then to work your way up to 4 or 5, working for a regiment or division as a division gunner. Awesome. Shout out to all the gunners out there. Semper Fi. And not only there's not that many of them, and it's a small community. They all know each other. So it's one of those prestigious positions that is very necessary in infantry battalion. Chuck Abels, good to see you, brother. August 3rd through 10th. Fire team of Marines is having a reunion up in Adak, Alaska. We all had served there, but at the Marine Barracks during the Cold War. I was there February 79 to February 80 in Adak, Alaska. You're having a reunion? That's awesome. August 3rd through 10th. Chuck, enjoy. That's the kind of stuff we're talking about. Please, so the 3rd through the 10th, one of those nights, if it's a Sunday or Wednesday, we better see all of you on here, and you need to let us know what you're doing. A fire team of Marines up in Adak, Alaska in August. So it'll still be, you can stay up all night with this. It stays light until like midnight, and then it just gets dusk. So you'll be with us all night that night, Chuck. Gunner Vickers. Got you, brother. I think I did a short, the relationship between a sergeant major and a warrant officer. Is that what that short was? And we were kind of just messing around. My wife and I, she had the camera on. She said, explain the relationship between a warrant officer and a sergeant major. And I said it just like the relationship between a warrant officer and a sergeant major. There is no relationship. Because it's different. The warrant officer is senior to the sergeant major, 100%. He's an officer. A warrant officer, the sergeant major is a non-commissioned officer. But I tell you what, in all my years as a sergeant major, working with Marine gunners, never was there any kind of dispute where he had to pull rank. It's just gunners don't do that. At least the ones I have had the honor and privilege to work with. So good on you. There is a relationship. It's just because the gunner's not, the sergeant major has one boss, and that's the commander. That's the beauty of being the sergeant major. No one else. All the officers, captains, lieutenants, majors, respect, and they're senior to the sergeant major, but they're nowhere in the sergeant major's chain of command. One boss, the battalion commander. And then above that, in the enlisted chain, the regimental sergeant major, the division sergeant major. So it's a couple different routes of chain of command, but sergeant major has a awesome opportunity, and the master gunnery sergeant, awesome opportunity to help mold the young officers and the young staff NCOs. So, two different things we talked about so far. Chesty Puller's birthday. What would Chesty do? Happy birthday, Chesty, wherever you are. Last week we talked a lot about veteran-owned business, and I didn't want to. We don't. It's like the Military Appreciation Month, like Memorial Day. It's not just one day. Veterans Day. It's not just one day. Even the veteran-owned businesses, we need to support them every day. I talked a lot about Max belts. Remember, I opened my belt on Sunday, received it. It was a Father's Day gift. Finally talked my kids into it. Well, I didn't, but I hinted to them. I either wanted a gun, some more ammo, or a Max belt, and I got it. They got me the Max belts. It was a couple days later because we were traveling, but I tell you, I haven't worn it yet because I just haven't been in that. I'm a t-shirt and shorts kind of guy, but I haven't had the opportunity to wear it. But I tell you what, it's also a new weapon in my house. The way this thing is built, make sure I'm showing it the right way. The way this thing is built, the hardware on it, pretty dang amazing. I'm going to show you just, I don't know how much you can see of the quality of it and what these things represent and what it says, the weight of it. I know you can't, and I didn't weigh it. I probably should have, just so you can see, but check this. There it is. I got you. The quality of it, the thickness of it, amazing. Can't wait to wear it. Max belts, veteran-owned business, not affiliated with them. We don't have any deals with them. They are, I think last time she said that they're having 20% off sale. I don't know if it's still going. I hope it is. Hold it above the writing. That's on the tip. And on the other side, I don't know why this is. I want to make sure I hold it up the right way for you. If it's the same way. Made in the USA. It gets no better than that. Veteran-owned business, American-made parts, made by Americans, made by veterans, constructed in America. This is what I'm talking about. Supporting each other, supporting veterans, veteran-owned businesses, support local. And he's a patriot. He's a motivator. He's a patriot. Again, that transition we talked about from military to the civilian community, trying to do that and be as successful as you were in the service. Come on, and it's free. Support these guys. Support them if they have channels, if they have websites, maxbelts.com. Check them out. Great deals, great belts. And again, my producer told me that it was on Sunday that they had a 20% sale. Hopefully it's all month. Check it out, check him out, and support him. All right, Max Belts, appreciate you. Jamie, I can't read your last name, buddy. Sorry. What would you say is the hardest part about being a leader, and how would you go about it? Great question. And everybody can blame Jamie right now because I'm going to get on my leadership soapbox. Let me see what the producer's saying. Appreciate the support. Best to you as well. To Clanker Danker. Hurrah. Appreciate your support. Good to see you, chicken. So Jamie's asking, what would you say is the hardest part about being a leader, and how would you go about it? So leadership traits and principles. Marines live by them every day. Leadership traits and principles are what guide us. But here's the thing. You got to be unselfish to be a good leader. You can't be selfish and be a leader. You have to be able to, and I use an easy example of when we go to the field, the troops eat first, right? Because if you run out of food, that's who's doing all the fighting. So you make sure private POCs eat first, then the NCOs, then the staff NCOs, then the officers, and then the commander and the sergeant major are the last ones to eat because they need the nourishment, they need the power, they deserve the chow. They're doing all the work. Excuse me. That's an easy way to show unselfish leadership, but it needs to be more than that. A servant leader, where you're willing to do anything and everything to make your unit better, not yourself, right? Thomas Jefferson has that quote of, "It's amazing what we can accomplish when we don't care who gets the credit." It doesn't matter. You can't be one of those leaders that needs a pat on the back. Great job, Sergeant Major. Your team did great. No, and when it does happen, I'm the first to say, you know what? I didn't do any of that. It's my platoon sergeants. They ran. The Marines were led by the platoon. They did it. You have to be doing it for the team, not for yourself. That makes a good leader. Leading by example, not do as I say, do what I do, right? You have to be able to be willing to do everything that you expect your team to do. And then here's the biggest one that I've been experiencing it in the civilian sector of not being transparent. Transparency is a big word right now and a buzzword in the civilian sector. I don't know if it is in the military, because on active duty, transparency was there. If you were messed up, somebody let you know, and you knew what the plan was going to be, and you shared it with your Marines right away. Right now, I'm seeing it in a top leadership billet, the planning in a box, and then just coming out with the results. Okay, here's what we're going to do. And then the team just having to adjust and work long, harder hours and work on that plan that just came from the top. If the top would have got with the bottom and communicated everybody, this is what we're thinking, let me know what you think. Okay, you may or may not have a good idea, but somebody in that group does. So be that leader that can be open-minded and said, here's what I want to do, and here's my plan. When a better plan comes up, be humble enough to say, you know what? I was wrong. I was wrong. That plan is much better. Thank you for your input. You don't have all the answers. I want to believe I never thought I got all the answers and this is how we're doing it. I see that in the civilian community, and it's hard to watch. Ask the questions. The after action reports, I did a short on that. Same thing. Feeling that nothing worse than taking the time and energy and putting all that, or doing some research, doing a great after action report with topic discussion, recommendation for it not to get read. No action taken on it whatsoever. You got to be kidding me. And again, another quote I've seen many times is the day your unit stops coming to you, the day your men or women stop coming to you with suggestions, is the day you've lost them, right? How many times can someone go up there later and say, sir, can you look at this? Ma'am, would you take a look at this? Ma'am, I got a plan for this. This is how we reduce risk. This is how we increase. I got some great ideas. Maybe not the right one, maybe not all of them, but I have some ideas. Can you take a look? And to get the Heisman, get the Heisman. Nothing ever comes out of it. Pretty soon that employee is going to stop coming to you. And then the other part of the problem of that is, then the leader's like, no one's complaining about a thing. Must be great. Nope, they've given up on you. They lost all hope. They have no trust and confidence in your abilities to lead. So open up. As a leader, be open to suggestions. Are there times where it has to be hard and fast your way? Absolutely. But you've been such a good leader this whole time that when you do say, this is how it's got to be, they're going to be like, I know he's done research. I know this is the very best way. Doesn't seem like it at the time, but I trust his decision-making abilities. I trust his judgment, and I will blood, sweat, and tears for you to make this accomplish the mission. Hurrah. Thanks for the question. It's your fault. You got me on that soapbox. I love it though. Leadership, passion about it. That's it. Passion. Leadership is action, not billet. Remember that, if nothing else. Once you get in that leadership position, now it's time to take action. Now it's time to work. Now your work just doubled. You worked your whole life to get to that position. Now you got it. Now you're working double, not half. You got there. Now earn it. All right. Randy, good to see you, buddy. Says, letting my captain, foreman, make major decisions is my firm. In my firm is encouraged to the max. I'm telling you, no one has all the answers. Nobody. Whether you think it or not, you don't. Somebody might have a better idea. Listen, don't put that pressure on yourself to always have the right answer because you're not going to. Are you always going to make everyone happy? Nope. You need to understand that too. You're never going to make everyone happy, but you could listen to them. You can try your best to implement some of the ideas and thoughts that they did have. The undercover boss, we talked about that last time. Do you know what your men and women do every day? Not what you hear they do from somebody that is not doing it. Do you know personally, you've seen with your own eyes what they go through on a daily basis, what the morning looks like for them? Your morning is completely different. What they've done and make recommendations off it, what you perceive that they do. That's perception. And that's very, very few times is perception reality. So find out. Ask questions, get involved, go down there. Go down to the mud pit, go down to the garage, the warehouse where they work, go to those locations, go to the fryer where your cooks are doing, go in there and find out, watch them, ask them. They'll be happy to tell you. They'll 100%, they'll be happy to tell you. Yes, I hope y'all didn't just see that. Anderson Ho said, there's a reason I went to my MEF comptroller when it came to fiscal matters, because he probably knew exactly what he was doing. It disappeared, Anderson, but I hear you. That's why you go to the men and women that do it. Again, not the outcome, not the result, especially if you don't know exactly how it got there. And my monitor is frozen. I hope yours isn't. Right there, Randy says that once you can admit you're stupid, life becomes easy. That's pretty funny, Randy. But it is. Once you can admit that you made a mistake, you made the wrong decision, ego gets in the way. It has to go my way because that's the decision I made, and that's what we're going to go with because I made the decision, and I'm never wrong. That's your ego. Put it aside. Check it at the door when you go into work. I don't care. Again, that Thomas Jefferson quote, it's amazing what you can accomplish if you don't care who gets the credit. Amen. Man, can you believe that? If you didn't have those men and women that needed, it was my idea. It was my idea. Yeah, what I did was, this is what I did. When you say I more than we, you have a problem. You didn't do anything. That was a big, you had a big brief in a combat area, combat zone, and we did well. It took us a couple months. They thought it would take a year. We accomplished what we accomplished in a couple months. The streets were back open. Butchers selling their meat on his kids playing soccer in the streets. Streets were cleaned up, trash and stuff. It happened quicker than we thought because of our aggressive nature. And when it got briefed, the commander was saying stuff like, well, what I did was, and I saw this, and I saw a threat here, and tell him, sir, you didn't do any of that. Your Marines did. The brief should have been, my Marines did this. My Marines worked hard. They pulled 3-4 hours, 3-day shifts, and they extensively did what the Marines did, not what you did. You're over on charge, you're the commander, yes, you're going to, but it's what we did together. Try using what we should do instead of I. Take I out of your vocabulary. All right. Biggest, good to see you, brother. Being a veteran, you have access to the greatest community in the world. Damn it. And I don't know why the comments are disappearing quick and I'm still frozen on the screen. If somebody could tell me, are you guys frozen? Am I frozen on your screens? Biggest says attention to detail. Amen. Initiative, 100% attention to detail. Initiative is another tough one to teach about leadership. How do you teach initiative? Getting people good initiative, bad judgment is better than no initiative whatsoever in my book. Anderson says, Anderson O. You have a wide array of talent in the Marine Corps. When you can harness that talent and energy to accomplish the mission, always reward those Marines who put in the time and effort. I'm telling you, it's like common sense, right? And that doesn't mean later. Chat is frozen, says Jake. Is it frozen for everyone? It's frozen for Jake. The comments are coming really slow. Is it frozen for everyone? I'm going to continue. Kind of choppy, but we can still see the spill on your shirt. Dang it. Seriously? You can see the wet. Something's wrong with this lid. I didn't put it on correctly. That's the time you use an eye. I didn't put it on all the way. My bad. I'm sorry to my producer for embarrassing her. Randy said, my people get paid first. They eat first. They go on vacation first. In return, they keep our company alive and well. Amen. Give your team a bonus. Give them a raise. Give them a raise before you give yourself one. You're just building loyalty and camaraderie and teamwork. You're going to make them want to work harder for you. Is it don't be money driven, right? That's how you become a good leader. When money is not all you're working for, you're working to make your team's life better. And then yours will come. You're in charge. You're the boss. You're going to get the rewards. Make your team's life better first. Good on you, Randy. I like that. That's good. They get paid first. They eat first. They go on vacation first. Amen. Come on, man. It's common sense. 420 Network. Good to see you, buddy. Haven't seen you in a while. Howdy and good morning, Marines. All right. Where you been? 420. I can't read that name, but I don't know if that's a real question. Am I in the Army? Marines, right? Look at my shirt, Chesty. It's Chesty's birthday today. We're all celebrating. I'm getting all fired up on a Monster and some coffee. That's what it is. Chesty's birthday. All right. What would Chesty do? He didn't have Monsters when Chesty was around, but he had some motivations from somewhere. Poland. We got Poland in the house. Welcome, brother. Semper Fi, my friend. It's a Polish name. Wojciech Regiment. Was I close? Wojciech, good to have you, brother. Semper Fi. Anderson Ho says, one of the things I like about my current contractor position is the leeway I have in accomplishing the mission. I have the freedom to ask pertinent questions and make judgment calls where needed. That's leadership, right? Firm. Devil Dog here. 0331 machine gunner. 06 to 10. Get some. Close, says Wojtek Regiment. Either way, brother, I'm glad to have you. How about if I call you Era? Biggest. To be a good leader, if you need a combat deployment, a divorce, an NJP, says Chesty. That's a myth. Chesty said you're not a good Marine unless you have at least one NJP. That's not true. That's a myth. Chesty. Usain Bolt says Donald Trump is on here. Good to see you. Usain Bolt once said, I trained for 4 years to run 9 seconds. That's determination. What athletes, the Olympians go through to get on stage, and for Usain Bolt to run for 9 seconds, worked 4 years, pretty amazing. 420 is our cook. Good to see you, brother. You got to cook for us one day. 3371. Randy says, we are production excellent driven. We build fire protection devices, 0 mistakes allowed. Ooh, man, any kind of safety. fire protection. The zero defect mentality. You have to have it. Mama, machine guns, says Biggest. That is what Chesty Puller said. That's what he's. Were you there, Michael, with Chesty when he said that? Just to confirm, Marine Chesty is a polished name. Well, it's a nickname. Polished. Ryan Machado. That was his nickname, Chesty Puller, because of all the medals on his chest. Again, that is true, but because of his big barrel chest and his aggressive type leadership. 5 Navy Crosses. It's his birthday tonight, December 5, and happy birthday, Chesty. Are there any Poolees in the chat? Good question, Biggest. Any Poolees here? Ask some questions. Ask about the delayed entry program, the DEP program, or the Poolee, being a Poolee. Ask the questions. Wojtek says, tell us a little about serving in the Marines. That's exactly what we do here, Wojtek. I want to pronounce the J in there. What's it like being a Marine? We have in this community right here, we have from teenagers to Korean War veterans, we the whole gamut. So you want any questions, you need to know anything about how to prepare for, how to pass boot camp successfully, become a guy in squad leaders, how to do well in SOI or MCS, Marine Combat Training. What are the two called now? SOI, School of Infantry, or you go to Marine Combat Training, MCT. And then onto your MOS. This is the place. We have all gamuts of the spectrum right here. So ask your questions. This is what we talk about, being a Marine, being in the community. And then the biggest one, the transition from the military to the civilian sector. It's not easy. It's another culture shock. You went through one when you joined the service, but then everything was provided to you, right? Instant friends, housing, food, deployments, uniforms. Everything is right there for a schedule of what you're doing every single day, what you're going to wear every single day. To go from that, a life of it, whether you did 4 years or made an entire career, pretty soon that is going to end. And that my biggest thing was, you're going to take your boots off for the very last time. Now what? Where's my instant battalion of friends, right? Where's my wife going to work? Where are my kids going to go to school? Where am I going to live? Where do I go? I can't just go to sick bay. I can't call doc and say, I got a headache. Can you give me something? Right? Education. Are you going to continue your education? Are you going to work? Where are you going to work? You went from your purpose being a dependent on what you did, where you ended up when you got out. You were a platoon sergeant in charge of 50 lives and had a couple bosses. Then you go out into the civilian sector where none of that exists. Now what? Now what's your purpose? So huge transition from military to the civilian sector. You got to be ready. How do you get ready? Nobody knows. The ones we talked about this too, don't be that guy that's still on active duty, that leader, or you're getting out. Okay, well, good luck. It's a crazy world out there, but I'll see you at work tomorrow. Don't be trying to skip out on work. No, be that leader that says, what do you need? How can I help you transition? Here's what I want you to do. Let me know what I can do for you to help that transition be seamless. Where are you going to work? Where's your wife going to work? Where are you going to move to? Do you have appliances you need help to get rid of, vehicles, that wherever, whatever you can do? Because here's what I would ask now. Hindsight, as a sergeant major, as Marines were getting out, one, try to set them up for success. That skill bridge program we talked about. In about 6 months or a year, when you're kicking ass and taking names as a prior service Marine, now you're in the civilian sector, could you come back and talk to my Marines, our Marines? Can you come back and let us know what you did right, what you did wrong, what you learned the hard way? What would you do different if you could do it over again? Come on, man. That's what we're doing. That's what this community is all about right here. Nobody needs to learn the hard way. Enough of us have. Pass the word. Be transparent. Be honest. Let them know. No grudge. Ain't no holding no grudge. I had a bad experience because the class I received, I was trying to take all that information in. They didn't teach me anything. They did. They taught me a bunch of stuff. but they didn't help me prioritize. And this is what you should work on first, because some of those leaders, they hadn't done it yet. So again, as a sergeant major, when Marines were getting out, you got to find a job. You better do that. You better. I don't know. I didn't do it yet. That's where we're at. That's where we're at in this community right now. And that's bigger and better things. And all I want all of you all with us when we do it. We need you all to do it to help every single veteran and their family member to have a successful transition from the military to the civilian sector, seamless, and then come back. Come on the show. Once we start doing podcasts, let's talk about it. What you did right, what you did wrong, what you would do over again, what you would do better. How could you have better prepared for that move? All right. All right. There we go. One right there, Dan Taylor. I'm going to boot camp soon. What are the odds they're going to make me? Oh, come on. Yes, you're going to get hazed, especially with dumb questions like that. How to prepare for service in the Marines. Biggest one, my first one is physical fitness. If you're physically fit, that's one less thing you have to worry about in boot camp, because it's going to be a fire hose. It's only 3 months. It's 13 weeks. It's not enough time to make you. You're going to be a basically trained Marine, and then the fleet, wherever you go to, they're going to continue the training. Right? Again, SOI, School of Infantry. If you're an infantryman, they're going to make you even that much better. Once you leave SOI and go to your first duty station, your first unit in the FMF, the Fleet Marine Force, that unit is going to pick up training where MCT left off. So your first couple of years, first year definitely is just training. So if you go to boot camp already physically fit, one less thing you got to worry about. You can concentrate on stuff you need more help with: knowledge, history, swimming, shooting, all the other aspects of boot camp. So the more you know before you go, again, the better off you'll be. Excuse me. I went in with no expectations and took it day to day. Prepare for the worst and hope for the best. Make yourself invisible. Don't put a target on your back. Another good point. Again, as a drill instructor, you knew a couple different recruits right off the bat. Who are they? The real bad ones and the real good ones. So a small few. And there were cycles that I went through of 89-man platoon. At the end of 3 months, 13 weeks, you see a kid like, who the hell are you? Sir, I'm 8th man in 3rd squad. And he did what he was told. That's going to be a good Marine. No, right off the bat. He wasn't real bad. He could get better, and he's going to get better. It's 3 months. So be unseen, however you put it. That's a good way to put it too. You will succeed. 2 ears and 1 mouth. That's what God gave us. Listen twice as much as you speak. Always learn. If you're in the shadows and you're learning, you're in the shadows, you're learning. If you're one of them alpha males, you get out there in front, you're going to be the guy, you're going to be a squad leader, you're going to do well. Those are good too. Don't be that negative. Same with the Fleet Marine Force. When you get to your first unit, you're going to know right away 2 types of Marines: the real good ones and the real bad ones. You know, Marines' names your second day. Could be good, could be bad. Anderson says, as much as I hated getting smoked, it helped me to improve my PFT score overall. Right? You're going to get smoked. What makes Marines different from the rest? Says Wojak. Another great question. Come on, let's keep it civil. Are the Marines really the best? Yes, they are. Here's why. A different mission. We have a different mission than all the rest. The smallest branch. We do more with less. We have the smallest budget, so we literally do more with less. A lot of our equipment from every deployment, and I'm speaking, I don't know facts on a fact sheet, but I know from experience, every single deployment, we got a lot of hand-me-down gear and equipment from the Army. That's where we got most of our stuff. We're outfitted when we go, but we don't have a gigantic budget, so we learn quickly how to do more with less. Our mission is different. We are the first to fight. Again, the special operation for you, I always get mad at me. Well, my SEALs were in first and my Rangers were in. Yes, small groups here and there of you elite ones and your badasses, and we need you. hats off to you. But as a force, the Marines are first in, last out. The first to fight. That's just, those are just facts. So again, our mission is different. So boot camp is harder. That's a fact. That's not my opinion or Marines' opinion. And I guess the only real way would be to go through every single boot camp, but unnecessary. Like the YouTube videos, watch them, visit an MCRD and watch. So what makes us different? And then our history, our traditions, our camaraderie, little things like I guarantee I would put a paycheck that every single Marine in the entire Marine Corps, 200 and some thousand Marines, every one of them knows our birthday and does something or says something or somehow, some way celebrates our birthday on November 10, 1770. I just got disconnected shortly, so I hope I'm back. 420 says, face it, we are the best. The inner service rivalries, love it, and it's necessary. Wojak says, I heard that the Navy SEALs are the hardest to get into. I don't know that to be a fact. I know the SEALs are absolute badasses, 100%, without a doubt. Same with the Rangers, MARSOC for the Marines. Those elite groups, those soft forces, special operation forces, are 100% badasses in every service. The Air Force has the PJs. Awesome. Awesome. And they are. The special units are hard to get into. You got to be the best of the best. Ton Tavern, November 10, 1775. See, Randy knows every single Marine. I'm telling you, I put a paycheck on it. And the Marine that says he doesn't know, he's just being a punk, right? He's mad at the Marine Corps. He's not mad at me. He's mad at somebody else. 5x5, 420. Starlink lag. Is that, did we just have a lag? I'm still frozen on my screen, by the way. Production team. Ton Tavern, Marine Corps birthplace, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. They're building a new tavern there, right? Jake says, I'm not a Marine, but I celebrate the Corps' birthday, the birth of our Corps, November 10th. Excuse me. 3371, amen. 420, we couldn't live without him, right? The whole Pogue thing, we talk about that. That one's always a fun one. There are some Pogues that get all bent out of shape about it, but it's the infantry can't do anything without the Pogue. And Pogue is just, what it started was personnel other than grunt. That was just to establish who they are, just to say who you're talking about. They're personnel that are other than grunts. So it's not derogatory, but over time, people, Marines are punks and want to dog each other, but the infantry could not deploy and go fight a battle without supply, Chow, motor T. Everything they need is from the administration, right? So it is a team effort, but it's still fun to talk trash to each other. And if it ever stops, Chesty would roll in his grave on his birthday. It's got to be there. Wojak says, in my city in Poland, there are a lot of your units, Rangers, Army, etc. Awesome. In Poland, one of the places I've never been, but I know the Army does go to some pretty cool places. That's a difference. Marines have our basics and our MSG units, right? Marine security guards are all over the world. Feed motivation to the Pogue code. Again, everyone's necessary. And if, again, that trash talking ever stops, something's wrong. I knew it was going to be a cook. El Toro was a great duty station. So I think I did a short on mess duty years ago. And not until I did mess duty in boot camp, but it was different. They don't do it now, so recruits don't get that feeling of what mess duty is all about until they go into the fleet. Do they even do mess duty at all anymore? I don't know. Anyone active right now? Do they still do? Remember, I had it 30 days. The first time I was in Okinawa, mess duty, 30 days over Christmas. Hated it, but it really didn't matter. I was in Okinawa, 1 year unaccompanied tour. I was without I wasn't even married yet. So I wasn't at home with my parents and family. So I didn't mind it really. It gave me something to do over the 2 holidays. But I was a little aggressive when I was the juice private, the one filling up the juices, and I kind of got attitude halfway through because it was Christmas and everybody else had time off. So I did so well at it, they gave me an additional 30 days. So I had 60 days of mess duty in Okinawa, PFC, a little bit of a punishment. But what it did, even way back then as a PFC, built my whole different respect for messmen at the time. This is when there was no civilians working in the mess hall. It was just Marines. And again, the hours that those cooks put in, unbelievable. Unbelievable that the amount of work. To an ungrateful customer. Come on, man, Marines, really? Well, this is what we're having again. This is all you mean. This is unreal, unreal. That ungrateful Marines that get fed in the chow hall, and it's always good. So but I do remember the best being in Marine Corps Base, Hawaii, and they actually won awards like year after year, best chow hall in the Marine Corps. But I've never had. Are there experiences at the end of the month where you're getting a corned beef hash, kind of a couple of days in, or ham slices, a couple of days in a row? Yeah, that's inventory, and the good stuff is coming. But it's never been terrible. Anderson, we have private companies such as at the Chow Hall. Sodexo. Randy says he loved mess duty. Did I do it again? I thought I did it on 2 different occasions. Yes, because when I met my wife, I was on mess duty. That's right. So I did do it again. Another tour on mess duty. I was in the pot shack that time. That was a real punishment. Randy says I was a pot washer. That's the pot shack. Met my wife on mess duty, and back then we had the whole get whites on the white cover. Look like an ice cream man. Yes, she made fun of me. But it's some crazy hours. I remember that's when we first started dating. We were kind of staying together, and I'd have to get up at like 2 a.m. to be at the chow hall by 3 a.m. because that's what time to get up to start preparing food for you ungrateful Marines. So appreciate what they do for you. Infirm says, I've seen a lot of videos, but I never got your MOS. 1371, 0911, was it 8511? I was a drill instructor. I was a McQuist instructor, Mike 7 Alpha, a lot of secondary MOSs, but my primary MOS, 1371 Combat Engineer, ERA. Spent the latter half of my career as a first sergeant and sergeant major in the infantry. ERA. Love them infantry units. Biggest says, we're doing drug deals on mess duty. I don't know what kind of drug deals you're talking about, but extra chow, right? You put the good stuff aside, save some good stuff for you. You know that you're going to run out of. Wojciech says right there, what do you think about the food in the Army? Is food good or boring? I love it in the Marine Corps. I'm sure the Army is the same. Air Force, now we're talking a little different. They have restaurants. They don't have mess halls. They have restaurants. So the chow in the Air Force is different. But I love it. Wojciech never once had any bad experience in any of the chow halls. Again, every now and then, end of the month, end of the fiscal year, you got a couple of ham slice dinners in a row. Always a great opportunity in the chow. One of the funniest moments in recruit training was watching one of the Sodexo employees call the platoon to attention, announce where they would see it, give the count to the SDI and post. That's pretty funny. Civilians, you're talking about, Anderson, that would be funny. Break from the pack and rifle and NTA. What you know about NTA? Northern Training Area, you're talking about that in Okinawa? CTA and NTA? Grunt for life, biggest. It was a chow hall rat, says Infirm. Never ate out during the week. Saving money, right? And that's what I took. Once I figured it out, would tell the Marines, they're taking money out of your paycheck to eat at the chow hall. So when you don't eat it, I think it's different. I think you slide your ID card now. But you're paying twice. So when Marines would go to McDonald's for lunch, money was being taken out of their paycheck for the chow hall, but they weren't eating there. Then they were spending their money on McDonald's or wherever they went, Alberto's in California. So you're paying double for one meal. So it makes sense. Good call by going to the chow hall. The omelet in MRE could have been used to fix a flat on a 5-ton. You better watch out, Jared. Omelet with ham was my favorite favorite MRE. Love the omelet with ham. Heat it up with some cheese and crackers and hot sauce. Heat it and then mash it up. It came as an omelet, but you crumble that baby up, put everything in there to include the cheese on top. Especially when the jalapeno cheese came out, that was the best MRE. Nobody liked it, so I was able to trade anything for it. Nobody liked it. It was perfect. Loved it. Cheese is the key, though. Cheese, you got to have the cheese. Meatloaf was my favorite. Meatloaf was pretty good. Wojak wants to know my favorite weapon. I did a short on that. The M16 I grew up with, loved it. But I love the M4 even more because it was shorter. Kind of a bigger guy, so getting in and out of vehicles with the M4, close that buttstock up, much better. Just as accurate. And we grew up with the 9mm. I have a couple 45s now, so 9mm, less kick, a little more fun, easier to shoot, more comfortable, but I like the 45. Excuse me. Pendragon, good to see you, brother. 1 NJP in the Navy. You went AWOL. 29 days. Good thing you don't go that 30th day. That would have been missing a movement. Or a deserter. You would have been a deserter. All hell would have broke loose. Hotel just off base, and I missed the rest, brother. Pendragon, come on, man. Diagnosed by a Navy doc. I missed the end of it. I missed the end of your comment. Marines from the wing would swarm that fire truck pizza stand at lunch. The business made some good money. The roach coaches, remember the roach coach, come up with that horn, especially on the range, right halfway through, they would get sold out anytime the roach came to any field operation. If the leadership allowed it, get that gee dunk. Good chow. Y'all making me hungry now. How we get so deep into the chow hall. Love our cooks. Love our messmen. A lot of civilians in the chow halls now. Again, that's to free a Marine to fight. So it's necessary. Wojak says he's eaten an MRE, and it's the best MRE. Polish MRE is not so good. I'm sorry to hear that. I love our MREs. I'm telling you, I would be a terrible food critic because I like everything. Which one's better? Let me try them all again so I can tell you. Terrible. Good. Delicious burrito civilian trailer. I'm telling you, even the Roach Coach food, love it. Bogey bait, says Mr. Stay Brown. Love me some bogey bait. Gatorade was worth, yes. When you go to a place like 29 Palms in the middle of summer, ice cold Gatorade, yes, you can pay $20 for one of them babies. Originally signed up for AO, then found out I was colorblind in MEPS. I don't know what AO is. And they said I could be a cook or a grunt. Grunt, please. Again, I think I told you about my first reenlistment. I couldn't reenlist as an engineer, and I had 3 choices: cook, supply, or truck driver. And at the time, I didn't want to do either. I was an engineer. I wanted to stay an engineer. So roundabout way, a year later, I was able to reenlist as an engineer. Jared was 18 in 1991. Is that when you came in? 18. Norwegian MRE are not it, says Jamie. I've had some Italian MREs. Those were good. They also, the Italian MREs came with wine, which is kind of cool. Trying to think, another country MREs come with beer. You got one beer with just like one glass of wine or one little carton of wine with the Italian one. So, of course, Marines in combat, we would trade anything and everything for their alcohol. But you can trust Italian soldiers with alcohol. You give it to a bunch of Marines, couple cases of beer with your MREs, something bad's going to happen. Big O. What up, brother? Good to see you. Welcome. Where you been? You been sleeping? Good to see you. What's the weather like over there? Mosquitoes? Is there tons of mosquitoes? I hope there is, because there's a ton out here. Jared, you're almost 52, still young, brother. That is young. Keep getting after it. All right, 52. 420 network. Ours came with 4 cigarettes and matches. You're old, 420 network. I heard about those days. I missed those. That was 86. I came in. We didn't heard about the cigarettes and the C-rats, right? Some good trading power if you weren't a smoker. And they're good. We did have an opportunity in boot camp to taste some, but MREs were new, even to the drone instructors. They didn't know how to eat them up. I got my first meal was a dehydrated pork patty, dehydrated potato patty. And the drone instructor didn't allow me to hydrate it and choke them down. Brian, you been golfing? You working on that game? I'll give you a couple pointers later. You've seen my golf game. First order, day's going off. Awesome. It is Wednesday. We are Wednesday night live SFMF. Brown accessory pack, right? The gum, coffee, hot sauce bottle. Get right. Let's talk about my military career. Let's talk about y'all's military career. I shared a lot of mine. Annie Banani, rah, rah. I tell you, the sticker was back. We came back in. I got them. Look at it right here. Check the link in the descriptions. Get you a sergeant. That's the name of him, sergeant. He is a sergeant, backbone of the Corps. One of my very first shorts was about the master gunner sergeant and the sergeant major, the comparison and how they did it. Put a lot of time and effort into it. I want to make sure I got it right to be able to explain the 2 paths of the E8s and the E9s and how well it worked together and, you know, a good team and everything about it. I got so many comments on, why do you pronounce sergeant like that? Why don't you pronounce the whole word? And it's funny, I'd never once in my life ever thought about it. And then talking to other Marines, Sergeant Major Olea on there, Sergeant Major, First Sergeant, Staff Sergeant. I never realized in my entire life of being a Marine that we pronounced it like that. And then I started listening to other people. And it's very common, but some people get like were mad. They're getting butthurt. Pronounce it right, Sergeant. I got to believe that a lot of them were from the Army because they say stuff like drill sergeant. So maybe it's a cultural thing. But this is Sarnt. Yes, Sarnt. That's his name. He's a real Sarnt. It was funny. I got a real kick out of that. People were mad at me. Say it right. Say the whole word, sergeant. So good to see y'all. And welcome. It is Wednesday night. Semper Fi, my friends. I believe it. 420. It sounds like something you would do. Oh, you didn't. I thought you said you are the one. I'm not the one who sold the Twinkies out of your lunchbox. Get right. It says, how often do you work out in boot camp? Every day. You don't have a gym that you go to, but you get thrashed every day. If you don't, I guess that's a good thing. Or your drone instructors aren't doing their job. You should do some kind of physical activity every single day in boot camp. You should be thrashed. Sometimes just because the drone instructor hasn't thrashed you in a while. But you go into boot camp. I gained weight in boot camp. I was your average teenage boy. I went to the gym a little bit, but I gained weight from all the working out that we did. My run time got better. I was, you're going to leave boot camp in shape. If you are overweight, yes, okay. If you're a fat body, you're going to lose weight. If you're small and skinny, you're not going to get gigantic, but you're going to work out enough. You're going to work some muscles that you never worked before, and it's every single day. Your cardio is going to improve because everywhere you go, you're in a hurry. You only run 3 miles a couple of times, right? The 2 PFTs, the initial and the end. You do a 5 miler, and again, things could have changed over time, but you're going to get a lot of physical activity. So that's why I tell you over and over, the better shape you're in prior to going, the easier boot camp will be. You'll be able to concentrate on other things that you need to work on. I tell even now, throughout my career, and when I was teaching JRTC, tell the kids, do some push-ups and crunches every night before you hit the rack, every single night. When I first started working out, in high school, I was small and scrawny. I was afraid to go to the gym because I didn't know how to work any of that stuff. And this was before all the weird stuff that they have now in cables and stuff that you did, the kettlebells. None of that was around, but just the basics. I didn't know how to do any of it. So I was afraid to go in the gym. Older brothers, they're all kind of jacked a little bit. So I just started just massive push ups every single night. Push ups, crunches, push ups, crunches, till I felt confident enough just to go into the gym. And I played football. I just didn't play on the field. I was on the team. Then I started watching people and learn how to, okay, that's what that big bar is in those big discs at the end, and then start working out. So every single day you got to do something. Jerry says, hey, Sarge will get you bent. Oh, Sarge. Yes. Oh my God, Sarge. Civilians don't understand that. Someone else asked, what's the difference between the Army and the Marines or the Marines and everyone else? We don't do say stuff like Sarge. Hey, Sarge. If you are a staff sergeant in the Marine Corps, your name is Staff Sergeant. And unless I'm talking to you, then the staffs aren't. Second lieutenant like being called Butterbart. Do second lieutenants like being called Butterbart? I think so. I think they enjoy it. They're not a Butterbart for very long. They'll be a first lieutenant. That shiny silver one. And then they get the railroad tracks, the captains. Biggest says, I can't wait until and be smart without continuous training. Medical. What's wrong with medical? Jared. Yeah. Advocate before joining. That's tough. Infirm. Tell me what that stands for. I know I'm not saying it right. I had a kid before I joined it and was working 2 jobs before I left to go to boot camp. It was rough the first couple of weeks, but I was already past the point of no return. No quitting allowed in the Corps. Amen. Never quit or give up. They cannot help you and train you and help you become United States Marines if you're not willing to give your very best every single day. That's how you become a Marine. Good on you, infirm. 2 kids, inform. Oh, okay, I got you. I should have figured that one out. Inform. Good on you. That had to be tough, leaving your kids. And you spend any time in the military, and you have a family, you're gonna leave your family. My daughter was 9 months when I left for Desert Storm, and we were gone for 9 months. So I missed all those things. Her first steps, she started walking like a day after I left. And again, obviously getting bigger, start walking, start talking. From 9 months to 18 months old, a year and a half, a lot. You miss a lot. Biggest said, until you get a Purple Heart or medically discharged. I don't remember the first part of your statement. Best butter bar ever, Lieutenant Flowers, 9th Marines Compatoon, old Gyrene. Turned 22 in boot camp too, and that was even more rough, man. And you had a birthday in boot camp. I'm sure you got a present from all the drill instructors. I would have got any birthdays in boot camp. I was sure to give my recruits a nice birthday present on their birthday, called sweat. Pain. They loved it. Put everything in it into what you do. Amen. Ryan asked if was I in the Marine Corps when the Marine C-130 plane accident happened. I don't know which one you're talking about, Ryan. I can't think of any C-130 accident. I can't think of any offhand. Any big accident. I don't know. I don't keep up with all of them. But I'm sure. Robert Fahey, good to see you, brother. I was in the Gator Navy transporting Marines to Beirut. Great man. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. One team. There we go. Right back at it. We are one team. John Smolin says, Anderson, I was one of the Marines that drove from Fresno, El Toro to bring vehicles back to Fresno. It was deserted. Summer of 1997. El Toro's deserted now. No more. They even lost another hangar recently. They traced the canteen with chalk outside, and they told me to fill it up for your birthday. There you go. Birthday gift right there. They traced the canteen cup with chalk outside, and they told me to fill it up. See, drill instructors are they're loving people. They want to make sure you had a great birthday. That's awesome. That's what they do. Man, all right. So great conversation as always. Love y'all. Comments are amazing. We talked about the veteran-owned businesses. Support them all. Another one I'm supporting again. If they have YouTube channels, websites, check them on LinkedIn. Another one I keep talking about. It smells so good. Aerial Resupply Coffee. Again, no affiliation with these guys whatsoever. Veteran. Made the transition from the military service to the civilian sector, busting his butt. Check him out on LinkedIn. The guy's pretty awesome. He's funny. Every now and then he'll throw out a Marine eating crayon joke, and he already knows my favorite crayon is the green ones, which I think a lot of Marines are. Great dude, busting his butt. Always has sales as well for military. American made, American product, veteran, 100%. Follow, like, and subscribe to his stuff. It's free. Check out his coffee. It absolutely is delicious. Coffee drink. I drink coffee all day, every day. Napalm. We even had my producer put in he was asking people to name the coffee. And there's all kinds of different names for all of them, different blends and roasts. And if you get the beans or if you get the coffee, God, this one smells so good. Aerial Resupply Coffee. Huge fan. Support them. Got some right here in my cup right now. Any at all. I haven't seen Matthew tonight. He was on Sunday. Matthew Askren, Family Firms LLC. Family Farms LLC. Hoping you can get on Sunday. If anyone knows them, another great organization, LLC, nonprofit, a veteran-owned business going from the military to the civilian sector. Again, I can't say it enough. It is not an easy task, but when you do it as an entrepreneur, trying to make a good, honest, solid business with all your leadership traits and principles that we talked about earlier from the military service and put them into the civilian sector, we need more of that. And all the ones working their way up into politics, we need more of them in there as well. So support where you can. Hopefully Matthew makes it back. Right there, Family Farms LLC. It's for profit. It's a for-profit organization. Check them out. Family Farms LLC. Great dude. Hopefully he can make it back on Sunday. Doc, Sergeant Major is bigger because he's a Marine. It's not a role. Randy says, I saw his eyewitness PSA flight 182 crash, i.e. September 25th, 78. Watched it and another plane crashed. Wow. I was then realized it's not fair. Bacon wrapped chicken. That's the important part. I forgot to talk about the bacon wrapped chicken, bacon wrapped pork. Say no more. Say no more on this. Family Farms LLC. Come on. Put bacon on it? Yes, bacon is all you need to know. Bacon wrapped anything. But they wrap it around chicken, wrap it around pork. FamilyFarmsLLC.com. Check them out. I want some bacon now. Again, we've been talking about food all night. Come on. Oh, Jyrene, Jared, God bless and more power to you. I had to, you had me at bacon, says Doc, right? I'm telling you, brother. Inform. I sell insurance for USAA. Give us a call. There you go. Nice work. Take care of the veterans. Inform. Take care of our veterans. USAA, we've been with them for decades. We love them as well. Doc, see up. SFMS. Doc knows what's up. Gen Kid slang would be pointless things and exist in human nature. Yeah, slang nowadays can't keep up with it. Bacon wrapped anything is awesome. Biggest, get used to those types of stories. Bacon baked with brown sugar is incredible. Bacon. I'm telling you, I'm eating. As soon as we get off this live, I got to eat something. Can't wait for the debates tomorrow. Me either. Doc, we're going to have to get some chow together. Bacon and homemade biscuits and gravy. Forget about it. Forget about it. Biggest, check out your president, previous president, and make your own decision. Amen. Couldn't have said it better myself, brother. Thank you. Appreciate that. Watch the debates. Vote. If you don't vote, you don't complain. Watch them. Extremely tough to even speak about it in the military. Amen. We're not 100% political on this page. We are American, though, and we love our country. So vote. Well, I'm locked, cocked, and ready to rock. Should November get stupid? We talked about preparations. Don't. I'm telling you, don't mess around. Fill your vehicles up. Get some water. Get some rice on hand. Weapons, ammo. Not to scare anybody. Not to get generators. You never know. We're in a weird. This country's in a weird place right now. Be ready. Be prepared. Don't get caught off guard for anything. Again, weapons and ammunition, water, all the essentials, canned goods, rice. Who was the one that said they had 5,000 pounds of rice? You never know. Someone's going to be knocking on his door to ask for some rice. Again, easy things. Don't wait until the last minute and try to get in line for toilet paper. The first thing you do is buy all the toilet paper. Be prepared. Be prepared. Know how to protect yourself and your family. You never know. Jake, it's got a musket. You ready then? It's got a barrel loaded musket. Make sure you keep your powder dry. You got to be ready for anything. Ask Kabuki who's going to win. Even when me and you were in the military, we hated Obama action facts. Me too. 600 pounds of rice. Is that what you're talking about, Jared? You got a lot of guns, a lot of ammo for my whole family. Amen, Isaac. I'm telling you, you got to be ready. One or two for everybody in your family. Plenty of ammo. Basements under the garage loaded with dry food and ammo, Jared. Don't tell everybody that. They're going to come knock on your door. Can you say English or Spanish? See. Love the fact that you ignore my question about NSA. What? Say it again. Say it again. NSA. I'm not ignoring any of them. These comments are flying right now. Appreciate all of you. Get tuned up, Sasquatch. Can you say English or Spanish? I don't know what you're saying. Can I say English or Spanish? Yes, I can say them both, English and Spanish. I cannot speak Spanish. My basin is behind the secret door. There you go. Rodriguez, 619. I can say them both, English or Spanish. English or Spanish is a troll, probably from Russia. Thanks, Biggest. He had a real question. No, Gabo amigo. Yes, thank you, Biggest. I'm going to get yelled at for not recognizing that was a troll. I'm getting better at Google Translate. Have the troll. Thanks, Doc. Thanks, everyone. Have my back. Don't leave me hanging like that. I'm going to get in trouble for that. Be ready. Semper Fi. Let's try to show some stickers. That'll get me out of some hot water. Remember the stickers. Again, all the stickers are available. Not the shirts just yet. Well, Melty Minds. Again, if I didn't say your question, it's because I didn't see it. Here's the favorite, and I hope I'm holding it right. I can't see my monitor, by the way. I mean, I can see it, but I'm still stuck up there. Here's the one that is we've been talking about. No military age male. Why are there hundreds of thousands of military age males crossing our borders every single day? Why? I'm all about immigration. My grandparents were immigrants, but they all did it the right way, legal. NSA, okay, national security. What is your question about the NSA? Wealthy minds set frame. You didn't see it, or you don't want to talk about it. Jared, yes, you've been showing great restraint. Thanks, Jared. This one, I like this one too. This is a cool one. Does everybody love some good cadence? C-130. Can I talk about one of the Marines I grew up with? We were Lance Corporals together. Loved the way he sang C-130 rolling down the street. He would say it twice. C-130 rolling down street. And like he made it up himself. Do you reckon the NSA is watching us right now? Yes, wealthy minds. Always, Big Brother is always watching. I wish they would like and subscribe and watch like that. But yes, I think they're all over. I think they listen. I think there's a bunch of shady stuff going on. I do. Not a conspiracy theorist, but I do think they tap in all our phones, the series that people have on in their houses and the Alexas and all that crap. Yes, 100%. I do. Again, like and subscribe, NSA, and tell your friends. Get them in our community. But be positive and open-minded and make America better. That's what I'd like them to do. I'm sorry, wealthy minds. I wasn't gaffing you, I promise. Jared says, I live about 40 miles from the border in rural southern Arizona. We have all sorts of problems with the MAMs and others at the border. Again, why? Well, don't get me started on that. We don't have time. But there's something shady going on. Cassette tape, you're as old as I am. Yeah, old Jyrene, I'm telling you. Cassette tapes. Remember when you had a cassette tape and your favorite song, especially, you had to rewind it and you just flip it over when you played it to the end, flipped it over and you play the other side. But if you had a favorite song, you had to rewind and go back to it, the blank tapes. Excuse me, listening on the radio to record your favorite song by your tape recorder next to a radio, and you just waited to hear your song, to push play and record at the same time so you can record it. You never get the very beginning, or sometimes you get part of the commercial and then that's not your song. The good old days. Yes. A little different now. Feliciano Ortiz, good to see you, my brother. Marines know about Recondo. It's an amazing martial arts. Old school. Only old school Marines know about this. I don't remember that. 8-track. Yes, 420. You know about the 8-track. 8-track was fun. Even harder to play your favorite song more than once. Remember rewinding the tape with the number 2 pencil. That's right. You put a pen or a pencil in a little hole and just spin it. Or if the tape came out a little bit, whoa, so everybody stop. Don't move. Stop. You get the pen, slowly wind it back up, because once it gets out, it's over. Life's over. You got to get a new cassette tape. Be careful. NSA, here we go, wealthy. NSA with current technology is insane, and I'm afraid for USA people. Yeah, nothing to be scared about, but you just be aware. Know that, yes, they are listening. For what? Again, that's what I tell. They can listen to me all day long. I don't know any national secrets, and I'm not doing anything shady. So just spend your time. Listen to me. Again, join the community. Like and subscribe to the channel. Be open about it. Why you got to be all the secrecy? Transparency. You want to listen to my conversation? Let me know. I'll talk to you instead of just letting you listen. Wow, 420. Real to real. Before my time. The real to real was technical in the 70s. That was it. Doc, U.S. Americans own more guns than the government. Don't worry, wealthy. We got this. Amen. I don't think you understand the depth of this, because current technology includes artificial intelligence. I'm watching AI. I hear you, wealthy. Look, I'm not downplaying any of it. Yes, we do need to worry because they're doing some shady stuff. I do believe that, and I know it's much bigger. AI, like you see in the movie. Where do you think those ideas for the movies come from? iRobot and all that. Yes, I'm telling you, I got you. I hear you. Well, then appreciate you sharing with everybody because it is. People like to pretend it's not there. It's not happening. It's happening. It is 100% happening. There are already robots that look exactly like humans, right? They started with the cars driving without it. So yeah, it's out there. I'm not going to live in fear, but I am going to be prepared. I've seen some disclassified documents, which gave me chills to the bones. More weapons, more ammo, more food, more stuff to survive. Yes, that's why we need someone aggressive in the White House to control all this. Excuse me. 420 says, can your admin drop my link? Drop it. 420. Drop your link in there. I don't trust robots, Jake. I don't either. Okay, you can't just turn them off. They'll call it, well, if they come for us, we will need to call 811 to find out where we can dig the hole. Right? Again, infirm, would you trust AI calling in grid coordinates or a grunt on the ground? Grunt on the ground 100%. Any day of the week. Artillery. I know we're already using technology in everything we do, right? Cybersecurity. Talked about that, getting the experts in the spot to enhance our cybersecurity capabilities. Again, all about it. But is there you go. Appreciate you, SFMF. Support the 420 network. There's a link right there. Everybody check it out. YouTube at Stoner Bob 710. Love you, brother. Always love having you on the show. Everybody check that out. It's in the comments right now for the 420 network and Stoner Bob. Kane, how you doing, sir? Awesome. If you're just joining us, we are coming to the end of our Wednesday night live. Like and subscribe our other brothers and sisters. Look at like and subscribe to all of our brothers and sisters on the channel. Haven't seen Michael Jones in a while. Anyone that has a YouTube channel, get on their LinkedIn. We don't use Facebook either, but support each other. It's free. It doesn't take anything to like and subscribe to someone's channel. Spread it, put them on there, put them in our comments. I like and subscribe, all of them. Want to support each other in the things that we're trying to do. We are building a community right now. We're growing a community to help serve, to give back. We all have a purpose. We have to get it out there. There's so many organizations that want to do well, but there's a bunch of let's get together. Let's get together and support those that need our support. Again, don't learn the hard way. There's no need for it. I did that for you. I learned the hard way too many times, though. And it's not for a lack of, I didn't have bad leaders. They didn't know what they didn't know. I didn't know what I didn't know. So how are they going to advise me on, okay, when you get out, these are things that you need to do. It's what you read and what you've been told, and focus on different areas. Everyone has different priorities. So no, this is what I did, and this is what worked well. This is what didn't work so well. I recommend this. I don't recommend this. That's what this community is all about. We will one day have a brick and mortar somewhere, a ranch somewhere where we can invite those transitioning service members from the military to the civilian sector with things that they need, assets that they need, information that they need to start their second career or third career or life for the greater good of all. You served your country, let your country serve you. Now let's serve each other. So 100% continue, please help us grow this community even bigger, support each other, like and subscribe to their channel, get them on the map, get them to where we all need so we can continue to help each other out. Appreciate all of you so much. I'm telling you, we've been kicking butt right now. We've kind of bounced around some topics, but it's been great. And it always is. It always is. And I'm trying to do both solo, right? My family's still, now they're on an extended 96. I'm going to start adding up the days because I'm going to start docking their pay. Well, I have to start paying them first so I can dock their pay. And I can't fire them because they're volunteers. So we're all in this together. But if I leave you with nothing else, again, and that's to support each other, continue to support each other the best way we possibly can. We'll be on again Sunday, 1900 CST, that's Central Time Zone. Again, trying to make it so everybody can be in at the same time. What are you talking about? Oh, whoa. Break the green shit. Break out the green shits. Infirm asks, where am I from? Where am I from? I was born in a tavern, 1775. I am from California originally. Haven't been back to the place that I enlisted out of ever. Been all over the world since once I enlisted and left, gone. And I enlisted out of Concord, out of Oakland, California. Interesting place to be. When I enlisted at the time, my family moved around so much. My parents, that again, California used to be, well, unfortunately, it still is my home of record. But California is crazy right now. No desire to go back there anytime soon. We will unionize and strike. Amen. Look at my producers all over it. And firms from San Antonio, Texas, big military town up there. Love Texas. Huge fans of Texas. They're patriotic. They love their veterans. American. Love it. We stand with you, Sergeant Major. Can't fire everybody. Thanks, Doc. There's Keenan Lindsay. How's everybody doing, Keenan? Safe and sound? Hanging in there? Still praying for all of you guys. Keenan, hang tough, brother. Do a pop check out of respect for the ND. There's some NDs. Pop check. Born and raised at a Ton Tavern. McDonald's bacon cheeseburger. All right, Ryan, come on. We're talking about the good stuff. Bacon wrapped pork, bacon wrapped chicken, McDonald's bacon cheeseburger. That's Pop Doc. Let's see what Gen X is talking about. Senior drone instructor used the same cadence that started out there. The story that I'd like to tell you, 13 weeks of misery, 13 weeks of hell. Anyone else remember that one? I didn't hear that used. Prayers for tomorrow, standing security for possible riots in Atlanta for the presidential debate. Absolutely. Tomorrow's a big day. Debates, no matter how it goes, that's what I was reading that today. No matter how it goes, and even at the elections, whoever wins, there's going to be some kind of BS going on. I think we all know what we need, but it just may not happen that way. Don't tell me you don't know. Who doesn't know Ton Tavern? Everyone does. Every Marine. Again, put money on it. I'll put my paycheck on it. This is not that big that every Marine knows Ton Tavern. Again, do the other services know where exactly? That not only the birth date and place, but do they know what kind of facility that their service started in? That's the difference. Biggest says, good night, Chesty, wherever you are. Keep your powder dry and rifle clean. I'm telling you, be ready. Again, we talked about it numerous times. Can we the AI, Wealthy was talking about, the greater plan. Again, countries are crooked. They have their shadow government. So does the U.S. They try to be slick about it. I love my fellow Marines. I pray our Corps remains righteous during this time of uncertainty. Amen, old Gyrene. Same. Going to be interesting. we're already in an interesting time of our lifetimes right now. Crazy. So I don't say you can only get better. We only got one place to go from here. That's up. We shall see. So again, be ready, be aggressive, be patient, prepare. All you could do. All right. Awesome night. Once again, love Wednesdays, love Sundays, love spending time with all of you. We are going to land this helicopter real soon. Check the link in the descriptions. Support veteran-owned businesses, the ones I talked about. And next time, y'all share some veteran-owned businesses that you know about, some that you want to share. Like and subscribe to all their channels. That part is free. Support each other. Everyone has a purpose. Let's try to find out everyone's purpose and continue to serve our fellow veterans, family members. God bless all of you. Be safe out there, but be aggressive 100% of the time. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Semper Fi, my friend. Hurrah!